Hey you guys, it's your girl T, and I want to go ahead and shout out Kevin Dukes. Kevin Dukes was one of the first one to send me this story, and it's coming from Nutty ass New York. So what's going on in New York, you ask? What's going on is that we have this dentist. His name is Dr. Wolf, and this man literally ended up being a wolf in sheep's clothing, okay? So this man moved to New York decades ago from Michigan. He was a huge AIDS activist. He even sued the landlord of his practice to allow him to be able to give dentistry work to patients who have HIV/AIDS. So what went down is that over the years, this man just became really, really sick in the head. He not only became a methamphetamine drug dealer, he was also basically luring people who did not have insurance. He was saying that he would work on them if they engaged in sex with him. He was also throwing these huge sex parties. He has admitted to drugging people and raping them if they did not allow him to have sex with them without a condom. So if these guys wanted to have sex with him with a condom, he would drug them and then rape them, without a condom. He was also distributing child pornography. He was having bestiality parties. When I tell you this man is sick as hell, this whole situation is just extremely disturbing. He was only found out after a meth dealer was popped by the police. And basically once this other meth dealer was caught, in order to get a reduced sentence, he basically set up this dentist. I want you guys to go ahead and check out this news clip, and I'm going to come back with the rest of my commentary.
Even after federal agents raided the office of Dr. John Wolf early this morning, patients continued to stream in and out of his West 15th Street dental practice today.
I think it's horrendous. I have children, I have grandchildren.
Federal investigators say Dr. Wolf provided dental work for a drug dealer in exchange for methamphetamines, which he then allegedly used and distributed. Dr. Wolf allegedly confessed to the drug dealer turned informant that he is HIV positive and would puncture holes in condoms to spread the virus intentionally to others. He also allegedly said he partook in underground sex parties in New York, where people would have sex with animals. The informant said Wolf also hosted sex parties in the basement of his downtown office. Wolf's attorney called his client a victim of entrapment by the federal government.
The government agent posed as his friend and basically tried to lure him into having scandalous conversations.
You don't know what secret lives people have, but, he was a jovial, happy fellow.
The feds say Wolf screened some child porn tapes for an undercover agent using a projector inside the doctor's office.
He's been in rehabs. I think he's vulnerable. And I think if you read into the complaint, you can see that they, at one point, they make a reference to the fact that it's the government that provided him with the websites.
Workers inside that same office today said they don't work directly with Dr. Wolf.
Christy, Deputy Pix 11, any comment on what happened?
We don't work there, no
Okay.
comment.
I think it's disgusting. I think people should, I don't know. Consent between adults is one thing. To bring others in, and I think
All right, so you guys just
hard.
watched that news clip, and like I said, this whole situation is just extremely disturbing. The fact that this man could sit here and brag to somebody who's not even a close friend, a stranger, another dealer, about, drugging people and raping them and spreading HIV/AIDS, lets me know that this man was not only comfortable, he had been doing it for so long that he assumed that he was invincible and that he would never get caught. But I think the part that saddens me the most about this entire case is that after everything has been laid out there, the child pornography, the bestiality, him purposely giving people HIV/AIDS, him using his practice to basically obtain sex from people who did not have insurance, this man is only looking at 20 years in prison. I don't understand how he's only looking at 20 years in prison, but that young black man at that college who gave people HIV. So this man can get 30 years in prison for not being honest with people who willingly engage with sex with him. This other man is admitting that he purposely, when people would say, no, I can only sleep with you with a condom, he purposely would drug them and then sleep with them and give them HIV/AIDS. He also would poke holes in condoms. So these guys would think that they were protecting themselves, but then in reality they weren't, and then they would end up getting diagnosed with AIDS. So this man has sentenced several people to a life sentence of AIDS, but yet and still he's only looking at 20 years in prison. This man should be locked up for the rest of his life. He is a sick deviant. Point blank, period. Not only is he a pedophile, he's a child molester. He's giving people HIV AIDS on purpose. This man is a disgusting human being. And I'm going to need nutty ass New York to lock his ass up and throw away the fucking key. Anyways, let's go ahead and get the discussion popping. Go ahead and leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts on this entire situation concerning Dr. Wolf, the dentist. Do you feel like 20 years is a slap in the face and that's not a long time for this man? And then how do you feel about the fact that he's only looking at 20 years when the guy in Missouri, they gave him 30 years in prison? So let's go ahead and get the discussion popping. Go ahead and leave a comment. All right. Deuces. Hey, you guys, it's your girl T. Make sure to subscribe, like, and share my videos. You can also visit lovelyt.com to purchase any merchandise. Also, don't forget to click the boxes down below to watch any of my previous videos. Talk to y'all later. Deuces.